All right.
Hey everyone, here we are. Say hello to Mr. Conklin.
Oh, hello. Hi.
We are going to go ahead and show you tomorrow's work. First of all, we want to say we've had a great week so far. We're really enjoying you guys being with us, and we can't wait to see you tomorrow. But we're going to give you a little heads up on the schedule for tomorrow. So Mr. Conklin's going to pull it up. He's going to start going through it, and we'll explain what you have to do tomorrow. So there's no questions when you come in, and we can start right away. Go ahead, Mr. Conklin.
Yeah, we know it's been a challenge for a lot of you guys to get going. So the most important thing is you guys know where our schedule is. So if you log into Clever, you click on Canvas, you get into your dashboard, you click Stumpy, you click your class notebook, the notebook will open. Open this every morning. We have it in here for every single day. I'm borrowing Delaney's notebook. So this is Delaney's schedule for tomorrow. Tomorrow between 7 and 7:40, he will log in. Your goal is to log in and do your attendance. Now, I don't have written in here to open this. I did have written in here, open up your checklist, but when you're in here to see this, you've already opened the checklist, so it was pointless, so I took it out. Then we go 7:40 to 8 o'clock, you go into your class meeting. So from 7:10 all the way to 9 o'clock, we'll be on our Zoom. Mr. Spina reads at 9 or at 8. Then we go through our reading and writing lesson. Now, here's where it gets interesting. This is where we will have our groups and where you guys are going to work independently. Now, watch very closely because I have the screen set up perfectly for this. When we let you go, we review all this on what you're supposed to do. But if you get confused, come back to this page and go through and check each thing. Now, Mr. Spina and I are going to show you how it flows. Watch me click back and forth. So, Mr. Spina, read the first thing for us.
Okay, at 9 o'clock, it's independent. You're supposed to log into your ELA tile, read the article, Should We Settle the Moon?
Okay, so when you read that, you would come back up here, click back into Canvas, go back to your dashboard, click into your language arts tile, go, Mr. Spina showed you guys today, you can click these down arrows to hide the days. We just keep this in here in case people want to go back and check the days. This will be Thursday. So you come here, and Mr. Spina, you have a lot of this cleared out. There won't be this many things, right?
No, just the stuff. The only thing you see in green is the only stuff you're going to do. The rest won't even show up.
Yeah, and see, this is the teacher's account, so it shows all of us, but only these green things will show up. So you got to come in. All you have to do is click this. And remember, the notebook says to read the article, settle the moon. So you would come in, click here. It's going to open like this. This is the focus, the target of what we're learning today. So read this quickly.
Exactly.
Then click next.
And there's your article
and you'll
coming
see,
up.
Here is the article. You can read it right on the screen. You can click up here and load it on your computer. Now, once you read this, stop. Now go back to your checklist. Delaney would come in here and check this. He read it, so he's done with that part. So then you go to the next part.
It says go to your reading notebook and complete the chart under Thursday, 9/3/20. So show us that, Mr. Conklin.
So now Delaney would go, okay, I don't have to go back into my book. I go into the notebook. Well, I'm in the notebook right now. So Delaney would slide right over here to reading.
All right.
Click on reading. And then these are the 3 days. All of our work stays in this notebook, so you can go back and check and see Delaney did a spectacular job on Tuesday. But he wants to find Thursday because that's tomorrow. He'll click on it. Should we settle the moon? And here are the 3 questions to answer. So Delaney could just click your mouse twice, 1, 2, and the window opens and he can start to type his answer in here. Now, a lot of people have figured out, and Mr. Spina and I are still working on it, if you want to write it up and then take a picture and you can load it, Scarlett showed us if you go up here to insert,
it's exactly right.
Scan it and put it on your computer, you can go to insert, a file, or a picture. Now, you have to figure out how to get it from your phone, or if you can snap a picture with your computer. It depends on your device. But if you upload your answer into here after you write it, we're totally fine with that.
Well, Mr. Conklin, if they hit picture, she said they can go ahead and take it off the internet. So if you click on picture, you can literally pull it off the internet. See, it says from online. So you go down to the bottom one right there, you would click on that, and then it would come up where you would pull it off if you want to try to do that. And there you go. Look, now you type in the box right up there, the moon, type in moon.
Well, you're talking about to find different graphics to add in, right?
Right, and you just said that. Yeah, it's for graphics. You can go ahead and then you would go ahead and it would show. Look, you could put different graphics in there while you're writing. So just hit the insert.
A lot of people have figured out how to do the graphics. Now, if you have a huge problem and you want to practice with any of these things, it looks like you can talk and record a video clip. Mr. Spina and I are willing to let, on most of these daily activities, any way you want, but you have to experiment and try to find the way that works best for you. And as we figure out how to do things, we'll put them out. So once Delaney answers these 3 questions, he's going to go, oh, wait a minute, now I don't know what to do. So he goes back to his notebook for his independent work. And he goes back to Thursday. So now he has done, Delaney, and I'm not going to check it because I don't want to mess him up, but he has read the Should We Settle the Moon, and he's went to his reading notebook. So Mr. Spina, what would he do next?
Go back to your ELA tile and watch a video. I didn't do my homework because.
Okay, so now he's confused. He's like, oh, what do I do? Oh, wait, go back to your ELA tile. Well, if you keep it open up here, you click here, and you just click next and go until you find the homework.
It's going to be there right away. Remember, I took pages out of this. You won't see that.
Oh, and remember, you won't see, most of these won't come up, but just click until you see.
You won't see that either.
And see, this was the thing. You answered these questions in your notebook. These won't come up. These are only coming up because they're in our class. So just keep clicking until you find the until you see homework.
Not there
keep
either.
clicking.
That's not going to be there. I took that out.
These are not going to show up.
There it is. There's your video.
So
and
here's
that
the
will be
video.
your next page.
I did. So now Delaney will watch this. Now he's watched it. And he goes, now what do I do? Go back to your notebook. And I know this is going to take a little while, but it's important you guys see we're going to go all the way through the whole day, Mr. Spina, even if it takes the whole time. So he would click this. Click. Oh, no, click up here. Now he would read the next one. Go to your writing notebook and respond to the prompt why you didn't do your homework. So Mr. Spina, he's not sure what to do, so he would go like this. Over to his writing notebook.
Okay, now this has to be a short story. That's important tomorrow when you do it.
Click on Thursday. Here is the write-up of what he has to do. So he would double-click down here and add in his short story. Because remember, you guys, I know you guys want to get done. But the reason you have over an hour to work is this should be an hour of you working on reading on your own. So after he's typed this in, he would go back to his notebook again because he's done. Click on Thursday, and now you would come down here. So now he's done this part, so he would check that.
Well, Mr. Conklin, what do you do next? What is the next activity?
Let's see. Go to your reading FSA practice book. Finish FSA practice day 2. So now he would swing over here, and he would find his reading FSA practice book. We're going to start to add these in so you guys can be ready for the FSA. It's short little questions that are going to be quick. So here's FSA practice book number 2. He would click on this. All he has to do is read this, type in a response here, a short little response, answer these 4 questions, and then he'd be done, and he'd say, wait a minute, now I don't know what to do. He would click back to what to do today, click on Thursday, come right back, and the last part says go and do your social studies work, because social studies and our reading go together. So we're doing history right now. He would go to social studies and then click on day 4.
That's it. Make sure you get
and the date. Here is his, we're talking about the American Indians and their different recipes. So he would read through the recipe, answer the couple questions. And then Mr. Spina, when he's done, he's confused. He doesn't know what to do. Where does he go?
Go back. Click back to your list. There you go.
What to do notebook. Click back on the day. And then it says, read independently on Mayan or on your own until 10 o'clock. So if you don't get all this done, that's okay.
Right.
But if you do get it done, you need to be independently reading from 9 to 10. You have to be doing reading work. Then we have our teacher-directed PE and Mr. Spina are online. Now, during this whole time, if you have any questions, Mr. Spina and I are on the Zoom for you to come in with any questions. Then you guys, people don't come back for math, Mr. Spina, because they can't remember the time.
10:30 every day.
I'm going to say this to the parents.
Friday.
Today, when we started math at 10:30, we have 51 students, and only 32 were on when we started math.
Oh, that's
because they
terrible.
don't follow the schedule. So when you take this, you've got a clock right on your computer. Check off your free time of a half hour. And remember, when you're working from home like this, if you're not done with your reading work or previous day's work, do you need to run around your house for 30 minutes and do nothing? Or can you keep working so that you can be done at the end of the day?
That's your
Keep
choice.
it going.
Yeah.
So then you've got to be back on at 10:30. Mr. Spina and I will talk, and then you're going to do independent work. Now, Mr. Spina, you talk about the math, the first two things. You talk about the first thing in math, Mr. Spina.
That I do. Okay, you're going to be working on lesson 3.3. We're just going to continue, but tomorrow we're going to actually start multiplication, where you're actually finding the product. We're not going to be estimating. We're going to hit exact products. So tomorrow we really need to be ready for that. We're going to start with 1 digit, then we'll go to 2 digit, and you might even throw in a little bit of 3 digit just to get you ready. So be ready for tomorrow, multiplication. And the next thing like I said, we're going to do it out of our book. Now, the important thing you have to remember is when I assign homework, when we have our homework, you're just going to do the even numbers. You got it? The even numbers, you're going to do 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. Okay, so you have to understand that's going to be on page 91 and 92. So 91, 92, I'll go over that tomorrow with you when we do it. Even numbers only.
And so you parents understand at 10:30, why 10:30 is so important to us is because from 10:30 to 11, we're going to teach them how to do everything.
Yep.
Then they're going to independently review the pages in the book. Review means look through it, solve some of the problems. And then we're always going to list off the problems we want them to do in their book.
Exactly.
Then, Mr. Spina, it says log into the Realize app on Clever homepage and complete the 3-question, well, it's lesson 3-3. It's 5 questions that they have to submit to us. The only thing that's submitted to us are these 5 questions. And I'm going to show you, when you get to this, after you've looked through your book and practiced these problems that we wrote in here, you come to back to your list and you go, log into the Realize app on the Clever homepage, complete the quick check. So they would come back up here. They would go back to their, actually, I'm in Canvas again. They would go all the way back to Clever.
Right.
Here is the Realize tab. This is what the tab they need to submit their math every day.
So you get that tile.
Now, if you click on that, it'll open up right in the middle. It'll say the assignments. I'm not going to click on it because mine's the teacher one and too much stuff pops up. But you'll find it'll lay it out 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. You click on that and you'll see it says quick check. You click it, have a piece of paper and ready. It's like a little quiz. Solve it, answer, submit. It's 5 problems and it's all the same. It's covering the same thing you just reviewed. And it's not like it'll tell you your grade when you're done. And if you do bad, it's okay. This just tells Mr. Spina and I who needs more help. So that's why it's so important, especially when you're not in front of us, that you do this, is because we need to see who needs extra help and who's getting it.
Exactly. It's important. Everyone completes that. And if you're having trouble getting on, you must tell us so we can go ahead and guide you through.
Yeah. So, and remember, during that time, like Mr. Spina said, let's come back down here. During our math, Mr. Spina and I are online from the 11 o'clock pretty much until the 11:50, even through our recess. We're online for questions for all these things. So like when I sent out the message today saying only 21 kids did this, only 4 people came online and needed help finding it. So I don't know what the other 30 people are doing, but you have to tell us if you need help. So then we do our recess. And then another important thing, you got to be back at 11 for science, because here's how science works. It's a little confusing. We start our science and do our whole group lesson. We cover a topic. Mr. Spina goes through and shows you everything to do. Then we go to lunch. Then we go to specials. We need a whole new video on specials. Please bear with us while we get specials together, because it's hard for them to do, the kids in the school and online. So we'll try to fix that for next week. Don't worry so much about specials this week. And then when they get out of specials, they have independent science work to do. So it'll be laid out. It's laid right out in here. And you might say, let's go through it, Mr. This is a long video, but we'll make everybody watch it because I think it's important.
And you have to realize that your 120 to 150 science is independent, but Mr. Conklin we're both here from 1:20 to 2 o'clock. with you. So if you have any questions, you come on. So the first thing we're going to do is you're going to go to your science tile. You can complete the Wonderwall observation where you see a picture of coins. Okay, and you have to reply to the reply box. It's on Canvas. So Mr. Conklin.
So that means now you've got to go back in Canvas. Because remember, up here at the top, if you keep these 3 tabs open, Clever, Canvas, and your notebook, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
You click on back into Canvas, you go to your dashboard, you click into the one that says Science, and mine, Mr. Spina and I, has come up with a lot more stuff than yours. Yours will be much more streamlined. You go to today's date. See, your account does not have all these windows like me. I have all the lessons, so don't let this confuse you. And then you see these green ones? These are the only ones that Mr. Spina has to show up. So you're going to see some extras in here, but you will click on under the date, you click on the first one you see. And let's walk through what it'll show you. Mr. Spina, you want to talk about what it's showing to him?
Yeah, right there. It's your learning, what you're going to be doing. So as a learner, we're going to go through the scientific process. And here it's going to be observation. So we're observing. So go ahead and hit the next.
So you would have hit the next.
Now this page, you're not going to see this large page here. This large page I took out because hit the next again, and you're going to see that again in a smaller content. There you go.
Now let's go back real quick, Mr. Spina. It says in here, complete the Wonderwall observation where you see the coins. You have to reply in the box in Canvas. So we've clicked 2 times. You're going to see this, and then tell them what they have to do.
Okay, all you have to do is just go ahead and you click in the reply box. Right down below, you read it really quickly, and we'll go over this tomorrow. What do you observe? What questions do you have? And then you're just going to double click in there and put a decent response in there, not 1 or 2 words. You can write like 3 or 4 things. Think like a scientist here. That's what we're doing. We are scientists. So scientists wouldn't write 1 or 2 words. They would write like a paragraph.
And as you can see, my friend Kylie, who I love to death, has somehow already logged into this assignment that we just posted and already done it. So just remember, try not to go ahead because, you
didn't follow directions because you didn't hear us.
So after that, so now let's look back at the notebook. You would check that. After you hit respond, you would check this one off and you're done. Now the next thing says, watch the second video on what happened, or watch, there's 2 videos. Oh, I'm on this one, sorry. Exactly. Watch the video Science with Sophie and Canvas. So you go back to Canvas, you hit next.
There it is.
And here is the video Science with Sophie. Now you don't have to do anything else it says because our checklist says just watch the video. That's all you have to do is what our list says. Now this might say other things. You can preview it, but you don't have to answer anything unless we tell you. So you would click through to the next one.
Just talking about observing there. And that won't be there. That
no, none of this will be here because we're sorry. The teacher's account is really messing us up. This
that won't be there.
This is all the stuff that we could post. So just
that's a STEM.
And then see in your notebook, it says watch the first video. And then it says watch the second video. What happens to water when the waves hit each other? And you would find that video right here.
Yep. You would click.
So after you watch the video, you would go back to your notebook. And it says go to your science notebook and answer the question on Thursday, 9/3. Oh, I put 30 in there. It's not 2030, is it? So you would come over here, go to your science notebook, click it.
Come on, remember, go to the right day.
Go to Thursday.
Yeah, that's what they should do.
And then it says, after watching the video, what happens to water after 2 waves hit each other? Use your senses to explain what you observed. So tell us what you saw.
Not in life.
Yeah. Tell us what you saw in the video and tell us what you heard in the video. Nice, good, solid answers. And once you do that, you go, ooh, I'm done. I don't know what to do next. You go back to your what to do notebook. And you check your you click on September. And now we're all the way down here at the bottom. You have it all checked off and you go to the Science Weekly Investigation, complete wire, bones, hard and soft, due Friday. So we have an investigation in science that we launch every week. And we showed you this to you guys today. You come over to Science Weekly Investigation. There's a whole file on why bones are hard.
Exactly.
There's some articles and some diagrams. And your job, you can work on this independently whenever you want. It's due every Friday by 3 o'clock. You come in here, read through this, and try to be prepared for our class discussion on Friday about why bones are hard and why muscles are soft. You do not have to rush to do this. You can do it whenever you want, but you got to have it done pretty much by Friday during our discussion. So by Friday, I guess.
So, Mr. Conklin, really quickly, when
Yes.
are you going to put that out every week? The science.
We'll launch the science investigation. It'll be online on our checklist the first day of every week. They'll have the whole week just to look at it and be ready for our discussion at the end of the week.
Good answer.
And this week is kind of just practice. Just go through and make sure you look at it and do some of the answers. As long as we can see you participated with it this week, you'll be totally fine with that. So now you finish, you work on that for a little bit. Now you come back, you go to Thursday, and you have nothing else left. And remember, Mr. Speen and I, every single day from 1:20 to 2 o'clock, we'll be telling some people to come. This might be when we ask people that, are having problems with the math or the science or reading.
Yeah.
We'll be calling people in to work with us, like in groups and different things during these times. But anyone can drop in on Zoom anytime. So, Mr. Speen, I think we recorded the longest video ever, and we're getting very, very, very close to people understanding how this works. But we just thought showing them the whole day and how easy it is if you get those 3 windows open and you always go back to the virtual notebook, you can figure it out.
Okay, so anytime you get confused, you can always come back to this video today, tomorrow, 2 weeks, a month. That's what you'll do.
All right. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Goodbye.